Here we have question 5. Fill in the missing values in the figure below. So let's take a look at this figure. Here we have our voltage source, and we have one current path to flow. So it's a series circuit. We also have our characteristics of a DC series circuit to help us out, and Ohm's law. This one's a little bit different in the fact that we don't have a chart, but we do have our Ohm's law triangle to fill out. Remembering in Ohm's law, voltage here, this one is the times line, and this is the division line. So if we're trying to find voltage, we simply cover up voltage, and it's I times R. And if we're trying to find current, it's voltage divided by resistance. And if we're trying to find resistance, it's voltage divided by current. Alright, so let's start. 120 volts divided by 2 amps is 60 ohms. Now, in order to use Ohm's law, we need at least two variables. So, we do know there's 2 amps here at IT. So IT equals I1 equals I2 equals I3, and so on and so forth. So we could add 2 amps here, 2 amps here, 2 amps here, 2 amps here, and 2 amps here. So as not to confuse us here, we better mark our resistances as well. Like so. Now, for R1, we can use Ohm's law. We simply cover voltage, and voltage equals I times R. So 2 times 2 is 4 volts. 8 volts divided by 2 amps equals 4 ohms. We just don't have enough information for this one yet, so we have to continue on with R4. 2 amps times 6 ohms equals 12 volts. 56 volts divided by 2 amps equals 28 ohms. Let's see. Now we have enough to find out either through resistance or through voltage, and using characteristics of a DC circuit, we can find our last two variables. So let's choose one. Let's choose voltage. We have 120 volts, subtract 4 volts, subtract 8 volts, subtract 12 volts, subtract 56 volts, should equal our unknown variable, which is 40 volts. So we could add that in. Then we can take 40 volts divided by 2 amps, and we should be able to get our resistance, which is 20 ohms. Now let's double check that. Let's add up all the resistances, and we'll find out R3 resistance. So we had 60 ohms as our total, and we would subtract 2 ohms, subtract 4 ohms, subtract 6 ohms, because we're looking for this guy, and subtract 28 ohms. And we get 20 ohms. So our circuit is correct.